back with another video. It looks like everything looks pretty good. I am now, if you see, I don't know if you can't see, where's my cursor? There it is. I don't know what it's doing that for. But you see this here, I am experiment with E-Camm Live instead of OBS. I've got a free trial going over here, so I'm trying to do a few of these before I decide whether I'm going to pay for it or not. It seems like it's got a lot more flexibility than OBS does. Now I just have to get you guys on board on coming to it. Now I'm going to be able to do both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. There's not going to be a deal where I'm going to be broadcasting on Twitch and then uploading it when I can to YouTube. It's going to all be together, which is really cool. Still going to work out some of the bugs. Unfortunately, the only way you can do it is to do the streaming. I mean, some suggested doing some recordings with it first, but I found just by doing them myself that doing the recordings versus the live stream is a whole different ball game. They're too different to judge whether, okay, now here we got my attacker. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's do the kill the chaser. I don't know if I did it long enough. If he doesn't stop here in a second. Yeah, here we go, I did. So I'm gonna try to grind out 100 of these. That's usually enough to get me the loot I need to do what I need to do. And I'm using that artifact to let you toggle several hostiles. I didn't pay for that one. I got that one through Alliance Tournaments, which was really cool that I was able to do that. Now, as far as the music goes, I don't know how I'm going to add it yet. It wasn't really working out trying to put it together in one feed, because what sounded good to me through my headphones, apparently to some of the complaints I've got by some of the viewers, that the levels that I'm hearing and what's coming out on the actual feed is different. Even though when I listened to the recording, I thought it was okay. And there's been a couple of people that don't like the style of music that I'm playing on here. And to them, too bad. I'm from Dallas. I grew up listening to hard rock and metal, and that's what I like to listen to. I mean, I have a wide variety of taste of music, but those are my favorite. My jam's going to be Guns N' Roses, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Pantera. My best friends played that style of music. That was what I would call Dallas hardcore, is what you hear when you hear Pantera. Drowning Pools, similar but not quite. My buddies were definitely in the Pantera uh, genre of music. And man, I miss the guitar player. His name was Mark Bond. He died of COVID, and he was one of the best persons I ever known. My friend Mike that played bass, he was really the probably one of my better friends in this world. We still talk, and I helped where he works right now. I helped him get that job because I was working there at the same place once. Gosh, that was 10 years ago when I left, when I retired from there. Can't believe it was that long ago. But if you're watching it, I know it's late at night, and that's one reason I decided to test it out now, where I can get the bugs out and see. So far, I've liked what I can do with this. It has some flexibility that OBS doesn't have, but the only thing that OBS has on this particular software is OBS is completely free. Well, this one isn't. I mean, this trial that I'm using right now is completely free, but once the 14 days is up, I'm gonna have to decide whether to pay like I think at $300 is the yearly plan. And from what I see, I think it's worth it. But but to me, I gotta prove to myself it's gonna be that much better than OBS. So what you're going to see me do is I'm going to work on some of the layout stuff on it. I haven't gotten that done. And right now I'm kind of live with this, with this little watermark because it's a free version of this software. But I'm gonna grind 100 this, and I'm gonna make some runs on some stuff tonight, and then we'll go back. And if you're watching this later on, which some of you might, tell me what you think about this versus the other stuff I've been doing. But I like this because of that. I kind of felt YouTube's my primary audience. Twitch was just a convenient way for me to live stream and help build kind of a side audience. I'm going to add some more. There are a couple of other streaming services that I didn't even know about. I'm probably going to, as soon as I see how this works out, you may see me change. And I knew I was going to die as long as it took. Dang it, that E-Camm sucks. And I don't care I know that the says it's supposed to be a 1 in 3, 10 out of 3 out of 10 times you're supposed to get crushed here, but it seems like it's been 50-50 with me. All right, let's go ahead and do this while that thing's flying. You can see I'm almost done with these. And when tomorrow I will be, or not tomorrow, I guess Wednesday. I guess technically it is Tuesday right now, so I guess it would be tomorrow. Let's see what else we got. We got this. We got to pull something else because I got 19. Okay, we got a relocation token. This software will allow me to do a bunch of stuff that's built in that you don't have to have sub programs to do, like with OBS. Perhaps I might even have some people on my stream to talk about things. I'll certainly invite some people. Whether it will happen or not, because you're supposedly with the pro version that I'm going to buy, all I do is send a person a link, and they will be on. But that's a little bit more high tech than what I'm ready to do right now. I will invite people to come on the stream and talk about this game. There are a few people I know that will decline my offer because I would love to have Mr. Tiger on here and let us talk about why he thinks that these mechanics that he puts out have to be so complicated and use 15 different loots. I mean, some of the stuff isn't bad. I just think that some of the way that I've got to do 15 things to do the one thing that I want to do. Because I can probably tell you guys after this arc is over, there's no chance that I'm going to, there it is right there. There's no chance I'm going to be engaging with the away team stuff. Because number one, so far I haven't gotten an officer in one of those pools that I don't have tiered out already. And just a little bit of, I got killed 2 times in a row. God dog it. And it's not because it's not strong enough, because I've popped enough of those. It's the damn go home cannon. Look at the battle log. 1 round, and I never got a shot. You know, never got a shot at all. It procced my guys, but you can see there's no damage. I got dead automatically from that. Yeah, blows. But I am happy where I am in the game right now. I'm in a position that if there's a mechanic or something in the game I don't want to deal with, I don't have to. Like this mirror upgrade, I won't score anything. Plus, the only thing I want out of these anyway is the rare particles. I'm done with Syndicate, and I think Syndicate XP is a dumb reward. We get it in so many other places that there are other things in this game that would be would help us more than the Syndicate XP. Because once I get this thing in here and get the chaser off of it, I'll show you all the different places you can pull Syndicate XP and not use a vital, where you could get something else, I'm tired of Syndicate XP being part of the... Now, if there's one of those Syndicate XP events going on, and they want to do that, but now I don't even... they got a different event for me now. It's an Armada event. But you see, I got this. Mine's done. But yeah, there were some guys in my alliance. One guy just quit. He was a guy I didn't really like. He always goobered out on this. He would use his freaking multi-phasic credits on Syndicate XP draws, which that is like the poorest use that I can think of. I'm okay. I won't. There are other stuff in here that if you used it on there, I would laugh at you too. But that's on the list for sure. Absolutely for sure, it's on the list. Okay, so now we're in the system. Let's see if we can find the 70 ship one more time before. I mean, they don't stay in here. They don't keep in here for a while like the other ones. So I wouldn't doubt that he's already out of the system. Because it took me 6 minutes, both times to get up here in total. Let's go up into the 70 space. We can see if the one is up there. What's funny about it, now I'm jinxing myself. I've never died going up for this one. Now in the system that I'm grinding, I get killed all the time. I don't know why. And then I got killed on the 50 one, in one of the lower spaces when I was just seeing if I could farm some of those. Hey man, Wessel, how you doing, dude? What ops levels are you, and what server are you on, man? I know you said you're in the UK. I bet you're on one of the EU servers. You're on the first stream that I'm doing like this, so you got lucky. I guess maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I don't know. Let's see. What's going on here? Did it put me in the system already? Okay, here it is right here. So you're supposed to have a 3 out of 10 chance of dying. And so far, that RNG has not worked out that way for me. It's either 50-50, more like. And I just got killed 3 times in a row. So right now it's a lot less than that. All right, let's go back into regular grinding. I'm tired of dying on those. And it isn't like I can't kill them. I'll show you a string of them if I can find it that far back, where I killed like 6 of them in a row and didn't die. But it's feast or famine for me, man. I can tell you that for a fact. Okay, here you go. Okay, you see where I got defeated. Then I go back. I hit that in the 70 system. Hit this in the 66 system. Hit that one in another 60 system. Then one in the 50 systems. Then I found another one down in the 40 systems. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you see this one right here. Let's go all the way up. So the math don't really work out. Because this happened to me earlier today where I got killed like 4 times in a row. See, 1, 2, 3 times in a row, I die. I mean, if you count those together, that's 9. So 3 out of 9 times, but they're totally randomly different times. That was like way earlier in the day. Cool. I've got a video, I don't know if you've seen it on here. I've got one going to 61. It'd be worth watching. I kind of give, because I got some bad advice when I was, in my late 50s when all those guys were going to the, the 6G space. I got some bad advice on that. So, but I learned from their mistakes where they all rushed up there as fast as they could get up there, and they had a really tough time. I stayed. I could have probably, if I would have done like them. I waited probably like almost 2 months longer than what I could have, going up there. I saved some resources. The thing that I had before I went up there, I had all my blueprints for my Selkie, and that was the first thing I did is I used lat to, because you're gonna have to have a lot of lat in hand, or you're gonna put yourself behind the 8 ball, because you don't have any way to earn some of that stuff until you get the Selkie and you start mining. So basically what you're going to have enough lat to do once you get up there is to buy the common G6 materials. Because you can buy them all. Because every one of those are going to be common. Almost, probably like 63, op 63, that's when you'll start seeing the big changeover to the uncommon. But the bad thing about it, like for the events during the weekend, your G6 commons don't count. And really the only things that will take the uncommons is the platforms and the docks. The platform and the turret guns. Okay, now we're going to do this. Do quickly recall. Come on, I had a delay. Ooh, that was too close. That little lag almost got me killed. Let's see who this is in here. Okay. Let me teach you something here. This is a poor decision of his to come up in these 68s and do that. He's not going to be able to hit very many of them. Where he should probably be is 64. He could hit like three times the hostiles and get more loot that way. And he could probably use a loot crew if he went to like the 64s. Like for me, I can go up to the 70 system, and I can kill a couple of them. But in the long run, I can hit 100 of these. Last round I did 120. It varies. It varies somewhere between like 110 and 120. I got as high as 130, but I don't know. I haven't been able to match that again. Maybe one of my Alliance people had one of those Alliance exos going or something. I don't know. I don't know why. The very first time I ever did this with this crew, I took out 133. And the highest I've been able to do it since then is 126. Because I don't have any exos going. You can see right there. There's one going, but that was when my Syndicate XP thing, where it gave me this deal here when I finished it the other about 4 or 5 days ago. He gave me okay, when you get up here, these are the ones you want to avoid like the plague. These are D7s. That's the one I froze up, my attacker. That one, that 66 one, is one of those guys. It's either his or this guy that's been parked up here for days. We can find the other guys. There's going to be another one in here. There's going to be 3. There's mine. There's one of theirs. And let's find, where's the other guys? There's going to be 3 unless somebody made the mistake of popping it. Which that is something, especially if you do this. If you're going to hit these interceptors, you better do it like this, where you can see that it is a D3 and not somebody's chaser. The ones at yours is pretty easy not to do because he's frozen. But if you get if you get a bunch of people in the system and you don't know who frees their attacker or not, you can get burned. But right now what I'm doing right now is I'm working on getting the loot that I need to take him to tier 4. And I've basically done this in 2 days. And right now I'm also working on getting the, she's deployed so you can't see. She takes a buttload of Trillium D, so I had to do some mining today. That's the first time I've been in those systems in a while. I use those systems to farm Sigma speed ups, but I haven't needed those in a little bit. And right now, I don't know when the next time I will need it because I'm almost done with my station now. And this is something that's not normal for me. I don't rarely ever use like my strongest warship to do grinding because it's just too expensive to do. But I need it for these drop boxes that has the loot that I can buy one of those missions, which gives me the loot that I need for that officer. So that's why I'm doing this, because the higher you can hit up, the more that's in these drop boxes. But so far I'm liking. How's the audio sound, guys? Does it sound really good on the end? Because this is like literally the first time I've tried this out. I mean, I did a couple of minute test streams, but just to see if they would go on YouTube and Twitch at the same time like they were supposed to. This is like the first real stream I'm doing on it. Gosh, that Twitch. I got me another spammer. They're real bad. Great, that's great to hear the audio's good. Because it's a little bit, the controls over here are a little bit different than what they have on OBS. I wonder if there's a way I can boost it. I think I got it all the way up. Yeah, I think it's all the way up. Let's see if my mixer's all the way up too. Yeah. I'm going to turn all those down. I don't need them anymore. Now, the one thing I usually have when I'm doing a stream, I wrote a bunch of space and Star Trek themed metal songs that I play usually. I mean, I would like to play like Guns N' Roses or Alice in Chains or whatever you normally listen to when I'm just playing for fun. But they would get me copyright striked in 5 seconds, unfortunately. Now, supposedly, I've been reading about it wouldn't work for me on YouTube at all. The YouTube viewers would never get to listen to it. But the Twitch one, there's a way on Twitch that I can put it on their live stream, but it doesn't go on the video on demand, and then that way you don't get a strike. Now that sounds kind of, the guy that was put this on his YouTube channel seems like he's like a pretty decent content creator for that kind of thing. So it's enough for me to look into, but if I do, I don't know how that works. I'm going to have to like split the audio feed in 3 ways, one going to YouTube, one going to the video on demand, and one going on the stream. That might be a little bit too complicated for me to... Why do I have 2 corrections? Okay, that's a good question. The real thing is, I had originally planned to build 3 of them. This one for the Interceptor crew, this one for the Mirror crew, and one for the Freeman crew. But we found out like a month and a half ago from the general manager or CEO or whatever the guy was, the head guy from Scopely, that he hinted that G7 is coming soon. Well, when I went to 70, I already had all the blueprints for this ship and half of the ones for my second. And I had all but 100 for my Enterprise E. So I just went ahead. I decided, well, I'm not going to have time to build up all 3 of these. And it kind of works out, because when you get in these epics, you get kind of in this rare hell as far as the parts and stuff like that. And that's kind of where I'm at with this one. So like on the weekends when there's a Matt builds thing, I can go and work. Like I took this one up to tier 5, or no, tier 7 this weekend, so I could get the 4th seat below deck. And honestly, the Krechna is such a better ship than the other 2. The Enterprise E is better than the Romulan, which I have. I mean, because I earned so many faction credits, it didn't take very long to build any of these. Because what I was doing before, I was going into I'll show you where they're at. If you're not 60, or you're 60, what level are you, man? What level are you? I'll give you some of the thing. The reason that I'm 70 and not 66 right now, or 65, is... I went the wrong way. I'm used to everything cool being at the back. Is this space right here? Let's find it. These 2 place and mirror space. Okay. Not only do these transports right here, they not only give you rep for all 3 factions. They also give you, in the drop boxes, they give you Sigma speed ups, and they also give you faction credits. Well, for my Klingon was always been my main faction. My main faction. So I go up there, and I went up here and I grinded out my Romulan from the billion lockout all the way to the 500 billion lockout. And I had the Federation at the lockout at 60. I had it there, and then I took that all the way up. But I was like, I was on when I decided to start doing the grinding up here, I'd already had my Klingon within 150 billion from the lockout. So it benefited from this, but the most of the grinding I did was in Romulan space for it. But these 2, the reason I got this ship and I've got this one here is because of these 2. And also, like I said, I'd probably be still at 66, because one of the biggest choke points in this game for a 60 plus player is the speed ups. Because if you go, I'll go to one of my deals and because he's about to go to 61 space 2. This is something he needs to know. So you said you're not playing anymore, but I'm going to show it for him. Okay, where's my? I need to get this thing off here. It's acting kind of weird. Okay, let me go ahead and I'll draw this out. Okay, I got 59 days for one of my generators, my dilithium generator D. Now to use this to buy a speed up, you can see that it cost me 1.5 million for a day. So you're looking at 88.5 million to buy this with Latinum. So what I would do up here in this space, I would go up here and grind in the these two systems. They drop 15-hour speed ups, and it's the only way you can source those 15-hour speed ups are in these two systems. And you can in faction space, but they just don't drop like they do here. They do that in the 60 plus systems, 68 plus systems in the faction space too, but the drop rate's really low. So what I did is, because even if you were to go in the store, buy you, here's one of these faction packs. One of these station packs. You only get 9 8-hour speed ups, 102 3-hour speed ups, and then you get 216 hour speed ups. So you can't even buy those. The only place that you can get like a day speed up is in, I think you can get one in the DTI. See, these are the only places you can get the 1 day and the 3 day is here. And we'll make a pull and see if we get one. And see, I got a 3-hour repair and 1 8-hour speed up. So they're not a guarantee. We'll do the other one too. So I got 2 repair speed ups and 115. Now the thing is, the repair speed ups aren't that hard to source. So when you get your ship dies, you're not screwed over. But these ones for the regular building and the one that you use to tear up your ships, those are very hard to source. They're choke points. But yeah, my original plan was when Speedies have the same icon. Yeah, they kind of do. And this is another thing. Even though I'm drowning in the regular. Let's see. Here's the thing. It says the bulk refund. Let's see if it actually does it. I bet it won't for this. Okay. Confirm. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Okay, let's see if it does. Okay. No, it didn't. It didn't. I guess it's counting the regular thing as a bulk, but it's not a bulk. But you can see the horrible rate it is to exchange this stuff. Yeah, right. It didn't even help me, dude. It helped me none. Okay, let's see. Like, this is how much of this I got. If you saw how much I have below, just so you can see what that is, and I got almost a 1.5 quadrillion of this below. I haven't used any of these tokens. in months. But the weird thing about it, man, I don't know how far that you got up in ops level, but the weird thing about this, these both of these were choke points, mid 60s. But when I got higher 60s, we ended up getting the rewards were getting better, and even though I got only that showing, what I got underneath is 37 million. But yeah, when I was at 69, I had enough. I figured I had enough para to finish it out, even if I didn't get any more. And but most of my money goes to the interceptor packs and officer stuff. I haven't had to spend like on a station pack in a while. And now I'm at the rate where one of those packs don't really help. I think it would take me like $300 to be able to do one upgrade on this ship right now. Yeah, still was an issue. It didn't. When I got around 69, it wasn't anymore. It doesn't. Even though my buildings were like millions in the steel, in the Sigma Pair steel, I was just earning so much during the events. But now they've kind of changed that up, where you got these choice tokens where you can choose. Like tomorrow, I'll get some. Let's see, choice rewards. You go in here and you can pick which one you want, and you can guess which one I'm picking when we'll get one in the battle pass tomorrow. You get these right here, and I can go with those and redeem those for the stuff. I kind of like that they did that. That was maybe one of the best things they've done in the game in a while, is instead of just you're stuck with whatever resources that the guy that made this wanted you to have. Now you can go in there and choose the one that also has helped me get to 70 a lot faster, because I was getting this stuff that exactly what I need. The Joyce tokens were good improvement. Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Now, I mean, this arc has been probably the best arc that this one has ever seen for officer acquirement. But what you got to do to get them, that's the pain in the butt. The developer who developed these mechanics in this arc is the same guy that gave us the Mirrorverse, that gave us the Bajoran thing and all the stuff. It's so, you got so many different, and he probably did the Enterprise one too, if I really think about it, because you think of all the different, you got 3 hostiles and like 8 different loots right there, you know. That's what he likes, man. He likes to give us all these loots that we. But man, I probably have gotten so many officers tiered up this, and the arc only 2 weeks old. I've tiered out at least 2 or 3, and I've gotten the other ones up to 4. I had this officer for 2 days, and I've got him to tier 4 by doing this stupid loop that I'm doing right now. Come on, quit. There he is right there. So I've got him up to tier 4. I mean, he'll be tier 4 when I get the loot, but basically I got him to tier 4. I just don't have the insignias, the affinity thing right here, which I'm earning in this, doing what I'm doing right now. So you can get an idea, man. Since you were playing, okay, this is what you got to do for this loop here. We'll go into the faction. We go back into the new augment factions. So I turn in these tokens for a mission, and each one of these have a different rate of how much of these tokens I get. So I do that. I get enough to make a 10 chest pool, which will give me, I think it gives you like 4,000 or something like that, and then I go into, where's it at? I go into the champion con upgrade, and then I turn those in for that and get this, Plus I get some con stuff and reputation, which is good because I'm 33 million and a half from being done with this loop as far as reputation goes. And also he's got a crap load of favors, which I haven't even touched because I've heard that they're going to put because people are doing what I'm doing, is doing some heavy grinding, that they're gonna put cooldowns on some of this stuff in here, and I want to get ahead of that. Maybe get this guy completely tiered out before they do that, or at least I'll be done with, So that's why I'm up at 3 in the morning. I'm a night person anyway. I work nights, but that's why I'm up at 3:30 in the morning here Dallas time, grinding hostiles on the live stream. Because probably next Tuesday that some of this might be going away. Or I guess when I don't know if they're going to start the arc that soon, but whenever they start the next arc, supposedly when they do the upgrade, they're going to put some cooldowns in here, which they already do on the officer's chest. Okay, speaking of that, let's go into the section 31s. Need 1 shard to see to tier him up. Let's go ahead and I'll do 5. All right. He's a PvP officer. Lower deck one. I'll go upgrade. Now I don't know who I'm going to do next. What's so funny about this? Before this arc I was looking at this Officer XP up here, and I go, man, I'll never be able to use all this. But all these officers I've upgraded in the last, I went through it all. And like I said, this one here, I'm stuck with the Trillium D to do her up, and then as soon as I've got to earn. I got 16, so that's 2 runs. Each of these runs, I've gotten like 8,000. So I'm gonna have to do about 4 or 5 more runs on this thing to get him done. But the good thing about it is I'm scoring a ton of reputation. I'll be really close to being done with that. But the way this arc runs, you got to, the way he set this up is each one of these systems have a different rate of the loot. There's a common that there's not even, you don't get any of. The uncommon, the rare, and the epic. And there's also a common that you don't earn in this system. And each of those have pull boxes that you can pull officers from. And I actually, for me, the uncommon pool of officers is the best one. The only other one is the epic one has Gwen DeMarco in it, and a couple other ones I would like to have. But for me, that once I get done with this Jockholm guy, I'll probably be punching down on all these using a ship with a big cargo hold. Yeah, I mean, I think they need it because I can't imagine coming into the game now with none of those players had strike team player, at all. Like it would be really hard to be a new player in this game because you're so far behind everybody in the. What happened there? Oh, I wonder. I bet it went into maintenance. Yep. Well, that's gonna cut the stream short. Dang it! I forgot that we're gonna do maintenance tonight. Well, tomorrow might be the end of doing what I'm doing right now. I thought they'd already done the maintenance. Oh crap! Okay, so yeah, that's gonna end the stream for tonight because we can't. The game's no longer where I can play it. So let me go ahead, man. Thanks for everybody that was the first ones to see this new format here. So until next time.